Welcome to our...
For space, Rosa Moss and River Flute down the outside, and Swift Knight's putting in a good run. Bungling in front, Rosa Moss and Swift Knight are driving at it. It's Swift Knight and Rosa Moss. Swift Knight back to his best. Swift Knight has won the Tartan Cup from Rosa Moss or Rocky Morano, who flew. Interlopers up there close. Bungling further back in the field came River Flute. They're followed by Head for Space, Tactics, Bow Conquest, Little Imogil, Comet Mart. Well, he's getting on in years, Swift Knight, 8 years old, but I still think he'll run a big race. He'll run the journey out, that's for sure and certain. Head for Space, third in last year's Cup, Bill. Finished up running 6 in the Cox. Do you give it any chance?
Not really, no. I don't think he's shown the form he did last year.
Well, the runners are on their way to the start, and we'll be back with the 1985 Perth Cup in just a moment.
For the right timber and tools, the right advice, and the right...
Welcome back to our viewers through HSV in Melbourne on this marvellous day in Perth for the running of the 1985 Winfield Perth Cup. The horses in just a few moments will start to go into the stalls with Fizam now the even money favourite.
Come on, you know the first element was going in.
You may just hear, in fact, the starter
well, he's going late. What do you grab?
calling them in.
Going late. Come on, stop riding around, boys. Yep, come on, we're running late.
Welcome our viewers through ATN in Sydney, too, to this running of the Winfield Perth Cup for 1985, over 3,200 metres.
4 and 5. Well, Malcolm, use quick. Go on, keep them coming.
Well, one of the big questions is going to be what's going to happen at the start. Mapley Heights has drawn barrier 5. There she is with Mick Malyon aboard. Malyon, a very experienced rider in big races, so what goes through his mind just as they jump?
Drawn barrier 5 in the Cup, Nick, mightn't be such a big help because Mapley Heights tends to drop out.
It's probably not so greatly important to her, but the thing about it is I'm over there near the rails, and it's great to be close to them to start off with.
How do you plan to ride the race?
Well, I'll just sort of actually take it as it comes, because she's a mare that, as I say, she doesn't fly out of the boxes, and I'm not going to gear up because I don't want her sort of racing upside down, and I think she'll blend into the race, possibly from the winning post here, you know.
Well, that's what's going through the mind, no doubt, of Mick Malyon. There'll be a lot going through the minds of all the jockeys. The action is about to get underway. To describe the Cup as the last few are starting to go in, here's Bill Collins.
Thank you, Peter. On this glorious day at Ascot, temperature around 25, a good track, movable rail out 9 metres, I understand, at the request of the jockeys, and the hot favourite round the even money mark, Fizam. It's in the gold with the purple striped sleeves and a quarter cap.
Come on, run those in.
They were waiting on Foxseal to go in with Sir Great. They would appear to be about the last two. The start round near the 1,100 metre mark on the riverside of the track. Sir Great coming in now. Foxseal comes up to the line. It's the last of them. The field is ready for the Winfield Perth Cup, the first big race of 1985. Lights on. Racing. Oh, Count Stuck didn't want to go. He's lost 6 lengths on Johnny Miller and has tailed off last. Mapley Heights, one of the last of the main bunch, with Foxseal and Sir Great as the early leader. Whiskey Lover is away well up into second placing, and then came Bungling third, followed by Take a Tune pulling hard on the outside. They were followed by Pliance on the inside of Head for Space. Then behind those horses, River Flute, and moving round the outside is Norm's Delight into about 6th placing. Mapley Heights got right up along the inside, next with Interloper outside it, and then 2 lengths to Strike Rate, and on its inside Fizam. A length further back in the field then as they swept towards the corner, Bow Conquest. 1 to Swift Knight, 2 away Foxseal, and about 3 lengths to Count Stuck. On the turn the first time they race now, and Sir Great and Whiskey Lover, they're both racing fiercely and have gone out about 5 lengths to Take a Tune, who's now third. They were followed then about a length further back by on the outside Norm's Delight, and then came Bungling, followed by Pliancy. Next a length away is Head for Space, and then River Flute has been caught 3 deep. They were followed back behind those horses, Interloper, Mapley Heights on the rails, and Fizam's joined at the 2 favourites together. A length further back Bow Conquest, and they're followed by Strike Rate, and then Swift Knight. Next Foxseal, and 4 lengths to Count Stuck. Out of the straight they go, 1,800 metres to go in the Cup. and Whiskey Lover led a length and a half now. River Flute got run off the track there by Head for Space. Clements has dropped in second on Sir Great, and then Take a Tune, who was checked from Head for Space, moving up quickly now. A length and a half to Norm's Delight, and they were followed then by Pliancy. With those horses, Interloper is improving in the centre from River Flute. They were followed about a length further back then by Strike Rate around the outside of the next bunch of horses. Mapley Heights trying to ease one off the fence at this stage. Faizan slipped away from it here, got a couple of lengths in front of it. Mapley Heights in a bit of trouble getting a run. Count Stuck moving around them 4 deep, and then followed Fox Seal, who's back at the rear of the field at this stage, and back with it is Swift Knight and Bow Conquest. They head along now with about 1,200 metres to go. Norm's Delight went up to join Whiskey Lover, 3 lengths to Head for Space. A length Take a Tune. Count Stuck continuing that, runs up 4th. Faizam, it's gone up about 6. Sir Great's had it already. Strike Rate's making a run around the field. Interloper still travelling well. They were followed then behind those horses, Pliancy, and then behind them again round the outside of the field. Here comes Swift Knight with a big run, and Fox Seal is trying to follow it. They go past the 800. Norm's Delight in front, but he's having his ears scrubbed off, and going right around them, Swift Knight's gone up to hit the front. Swift Knight's dashed to the lead. Faizam's moved up to be 3rd. Head for Space is gone. Interloper's sneaking through along the rails. They're followed by Strike Rate, and now Mapley Heights making ground, but she's about 5 off the lead. On the turn, 500 out, Swift Knight in front. The favourite Faizam's racing to it. Has he gone too early? Interloper got up 3 lengths away 3rd. Then Norm's Delight. Here's Fox Seal and Mapley Heights starting to run on. Swift Knight led into the straight and neck to Faizam, and they're out 3 lengths to Interloper, Mapley Heights and Fox Seal. Faizam took the lead at the 200. The favourite drew away. He's got the Cup won. Swift Knight is second, and they're followed by Interloper, but in the run home, coming home fairly well behind those horses. Then River Flute, but Faizam goes on to win it well. Faizam scores well. Swift Knight second. Pliancy's got up for 3rd, just in front of Mapley Heights, and Interloper was there too. Head for Space was next with Strike Rate. Fox Seal at the head of the others. He pulled up a bit quick, and they were followed further back. Bow Conquest at the head of the others then is River Flute. Further back is Bungling, and with it Norm's Delight, Take a Tune, and among the last Whiskey Lover and Count Stuck. The winner of the Winfield Perth Cup is the favourite, number 3 Faizam. Not only did he stay, he stayed the ears off them. Faizam winning brilliantly from Swift Knight, who's run a big race. 3rd placing officially to Pliancy after the running of the Winfield Perth Cup of 1985. And we'll take this message from the studio.
In this area here.
There are big changes to the new...
Now, cricketers certainly had plenty to be up in the air about today.
They did indeed. Leg spinner Bob Holland today spun out the West Indies and set the scene for Australia to win the final test in Sydney. Holland took 6 for 54 as the West Indies collapsed on a turning wicket to be all out for 163, a first innings deficit of 308. The West Indies, facing their first defeat in a world record 27 tests, were sent back in, and at stumps on the 3rd day were again in trouble at 1 for 31, with Richardson on 11, Greenidge on 12, the not-out batsman.
David Boone was 1 short of his half-century when Garner struck. With Bennett, he'd added 58 runs for the 7th wicket. Attack was the key in the morning session, and Bennett wasn't worrying about style with this boundary. He was 23 when he finally holed out to Greenidge off Garner.
And a comfortable catch.
Craig McDermott gave Greenidge his 3rd catch of the innings, and his dismissal was the cue for Border to declare the Australian innings closed at 9 for 471. McDermott swapped his pads and bat for the new ball, and Greenidge swooped on this short delivery.
But he finds a gap. That's the way to hook a ball.
The 19-year-old Queenslander, in only his 2nd test, gained revenge the next ball. Greenidge gone for 18, caught by Rickson. Richie Richardson was McDermott's 2nd victim. A beautiful Yorker, and the dashing young Antiguan was on his way for 2.
Too good, Craig McDermott.
Bob Holland came into the attack and had Haynes caught by Vessels at slip. He'd made 34, and it was 3 for 72. Viv Richards was as aggressive as usual. The Master Blaster took 4 this time, and then, unbelievably, was dropped by Richie. He'd made 6. Gomes had earlier been dropped by Wood, but Bennett didn't let him off, and the West Indies 4 for 103. To the crease for his last test came the West Indies skipper Clive Lloyd, and what a reception he was given, and what a job confronted him.
Just before tea, Richards gave his second chance. Vessels took the catch, Holland had 3, and the West Indies were in trouble at 5 for 108 at the break. Lloyd tried hard to hit Holland out of the attack and also out of the ground.
It's a massive hit.
At 33, Lloyd jabbed defensively, and Holland had yet another breakthrough, with Wood snapping up the catch. Holland's 5th wicket. Marshall brilliantly stumped by Rickson for a duck. Young American Dan Cassidy brought off one of the biggest shocks of the...
Brilliant West Australian stayer Faizam a short time ago added the rich Perth Cup to his already imposing record. Ridden by the informed jockey Rod Kemp, Faizam completed his 7th win from his last 8 starts. Here's how Bill Collins saw the finish.
On the turn, 500 out, Swift Knight in front. The favourite Faizam's racing to it. Has he gone too early? Interloper got up 3 lengths away third. Then Norm's Delight. Here's Fox Seal and Mapley Heights starting to run on. Swift Knight led into the straight, a neck to Faizam, and they're out 3 lengths to Interloper, Mapley Heights and Fox Seal. Faizam took the lead at the 200. The favourite drew away. He's got the cup won. Swift Knight is second, and they're followed by Interloper. But in the run home, coming home fairly well behind those horses. Then River Flute, but Faizam goes on to win it well. Faizam scores well. Swift Knight second. Clancy's got up for third, just in front of Mapley Heights.
And Faizam heavily backed on the Victorian tote, paid $1.15 and 60. Swift Knight $2.40 and Pliancy $7.75. The Quinella $8 even, and the trifecta $335 and 55 cents. Meanwhile, across the Tasman today, a number of New Zealand stayers, well known to Melbourne putters, contested the Auckland Cup at Ellerslie. Here's the finish of that race.
400 to go, and Middle Ridge set sail for home now from Secure Deposit. They sit down to it, and Secret Ace joining issue on the outside. They're the 3, and here's a late run, Kotari Chief. So Secure Deposit, though, shot to the lead with 250 to go. He's well in command at this point from Middle Ridge, then followed by late Kotari Chief, then Secret Ace, but old Secure Deposit, he's well clear going to the post. He's got 4 lengths on Kotari Chief and Otakuri Maid. Secure Deposit gets the cup. Second is Kotari Chief. Otakuri Maid was third.
And Secured Deposit, well known to Melbourne punters, winning the Auckland Cup, paying $3.20 and $1.25. Qatari Chief $6.45, Otakiri Maid $5.30. The Quinella there $134.60, and the trifecta $4,707.55. The daily double there, which the TAB conducted on the Auckland meeting, will check 5 and 18, paid $147.85. Well, here in Melbourne today, we raced at Flemington, where young Epsom trainer Rob Lang took the honours by training a double. In the first event, the hurdle, the winner was Bye Bye Diamond. And we'll just check the result of that race. But first of all, now there's race 1, 6, 7 and 4, the numbers, with Bye Bye Diamond the winner at 7 to 1 and Royal Triumph, the unplaced favourite, at 9 to 4. In race 2, the winner Show Bralad at 6 to 1, defeating the short price favourite Jurisdiction at 5 to 4, with Celebrated Prince third at 25s. In the third, the winner Sinbad, the 10 to 9 favourite, defeating Loaded Cannons at 13 to 8, and Craigie Lad third at 6 to 1. In race 4, the first leg of the quadrella, the 7 to 4 favourite was Holy Flame.
3 lengths in front, Advisor finishing quickly down the outside, but Holy Flame's got a big break. Advisor coming out of the pack is out after him, and they're followed by Puissance. Holy Flame over a length in front, Advisor trying hard but won't get there, and Holy Flame wins a length, Advisor, 3 lengths Puissance third.
And the top weight Holy Flame, too good, 7 to 4 favourite from Advisor, Fours and Puissance at 10 to 1 in race 4. Race 5, the first of the feature races, the Standish Handicap, Mighty Supremo, the favourite at 7 to 2.
Right now, Manny Rec gets clear, comes at them quickly. Miner's Man further out, but Manny Rec raced up on the outside to grab West Mayo. Showport fighting on. Manny Rec has taken the lead with 150 to go, and the Standish is all over. Todd Wilkes coming home well, but it's Manny Rec for the money, and Manny Rec goes away to win by a length and a half. Second home, West Mayo ahead away third. On the
The winner Manny Rec at 9 to 2 from West Mayo 6s, and Todd Wilkes third at 12s, and Mighty Supremo most disappointing, the unplaced favourite at 7 to 2. In race 6, another favourite home, this time Never Late at 7 to 4.
Further back in the field, Net Call, it's Never Late the outside, and Barney Begard. Now Net Call comes to the outside, Never Late got to the front with 150 to go. Net Call starting to pegging back, it's Never Late a neck in front of Net Call, and Never Late's going to hang on, and Never Late won at a half length in the run home. Net Call second, 2 lengths, Barney Begard third.
Never Late, the 7 to 4 favourite, Net Call 3 to 1, and Barney Begard 13 to 2. The second of the feature races was race 7, the Bagot Handicap, and we saw a great finish.
Winter Prince from Jamaica in, and now Astralin is getting out, starting to run on. Winter Prince at the 200-metre mark just in front. Astralin starting to flash down the outside. Reject kicking in the centre, and Jamaica in comes at them. Jamaica In's grabbed the lead close to home from Astralin, and it's Jamaica In's Bagot. Jamaica in ahead on the line to Astralin, ahead away third. Winter Prince and a nose fourth.
And Jamaica Inn must have a very long neck because he likes winning in close finishes. Started at 4-1 from Astral in 9-4 favourite, and Reject third at 6-1. In the final event on the program, the favourite home Autumn Splendour 7-4 from Chide at 10s, and Glamour Star third at 25-1. Check the extra double now from Flemington this afternoon. 4-1 paid $15.40. The extra double, or daily double rather, 8-2, $13.10. And today's quadrilla 1-8, 4-2 paid $193.60. And Laurie, it was a very big day in sport, but now back to you.
Indeed it was. Thanks, Terry. Well, the weather coming up next, and Malcolm tells me things not looking